Hey guys, Jelly here, and I'm going to show you how to make a mask just like this one.
Okay, so the first thing you want to do before starting any project is make sure that you have the correct materials. What I used for this project was 5mm or ½ centimeter foam board, some acrylic paint, plastic mesh for the eyes, a scrap piece of foam that was left over from when I made a fursuit, an elastic band, and hot glue. The first thing you want to do when starting this project is sketching out a general basic idea of what you want the mask to look like. Be sure to include any markings and general expression that you might want on your mask. The next step is find some kind of circular object that your head would fit around, trace it on a larger piece of paper, and start replicating your first initial plan onto this bigger paper. This will be what you will use to trace onto your foam board, so this will be a more accurate size representation of what your mask will be. I keep the face separate from the ears and only do half of it at a time to keep the mask symmetrical. I also find it helpful to keep the hair tuft separate as well. It just makes the mask look better in my opinion. The next step is tracing out all of the pieces onto the foam board. I'm doing this with just a normal regular pencil. You can do this with a marker, but do make sure that you have all the parts. As you see here, I'm making the muzzle and nose bit, as I forgot to do that earlier. Next, I'm just cutting out all of the bits and pieces with an X-Acto blade. Do be careful with these as they are quite sharp. I did accidentally poke myself at one point, but also make sure that when you're cutting, be aware of what is beneath the blade, which is why I'm doing this on the edge of my bed. Once you get all the pieces cut out, you see me lining them up, making sure they all are aligned and the ears are in the right place before starting to paint. Again, I'm just using normal regular acrylic paint, getting the sides just to make it look more clean. Nothing too special here. Once all the main painting on that mask is done, I move on to the eyes, making sure my eye mesh fits the eyes, and then I take white paint to kind of do an outline to make sure that the eyes will fit. I then take a circular object to sort of get that outline of the eye and start painting, adding details and whatnot. Next is gluing everything together. I'm starting with the eyes, making sure that they line up right, which I kind of messed up, but then lining up the ears with the pencil marks I had made earlier when trying to line everything up, and just going through and gluing everything together. Here I'm adding a foam bit as a sort of cushion to keep the mask from pressing against your face and making it a little bit more comfortable. After that is adding an elastic strap. To do this, you want to measure around your head without stretching the elastic from about where your brow is all the way around the back of your head. This piece was barely long enough for me, but it works. Next, you'll want to attach this elastic band, starting with one end, and then afterwards checking to make sure that it fits around your head, cutting any excess off, and gluing the other side. Now that the main mask is all put together, it's time to start cutting out the more expression pieces. Right now I'm cutting out the eyebrows and then tracing with the eye some eyelashes and eyelids. Do make sure to check to make sure it fits on your mask, and make sure that you flip the piece, as right here you will see me cutting out the same exact piece that I didn't realize until there, which I had to remake the piece, which is totally okay and easy to fix. After checking to make sure all the eye pieces fit, I start working on a mouth, making sure that it will also fit on the mask before cutting it out. Now your pieces are ready for paint, which is pretty easy to do. Just make sure that you have all the right colors for the eyelids that'll also match the face of your mask. Once everything is painted, make sure to add highlights, line it up with the face, and you are done! Congratulations, now you have a mask of your own to make amazing videos with content or whatever you feel like doing with your new mask.